3 mystery box rounds. 2 art teachers, just one chance to create frame-worthy artwork. Who will make their mark? The challenge? Art teachers just like you tackle lesson planning with a mystery box filled with unexpected surprises. Who will stand out? There are 3 rounds: the Bellringer, the art project, and the closure activity. Each lesson component comes with its own box of mystery art supplies. You must use all of the supplies in some way. Also available to you, anything you can locate in your art room or your art closet. You must use every mystery box supply in some way and transform that item.
I'm so excited to be a part of AOE's frame competition.
At the end, you'll reflect and evaluate yourself on your successes, challenges, and creativity. Will your students create frame-worthy artworks, or will you need to reframe for next time?
Did someone art? I smell creativity.
I'm Jonathan Jervich, and welcome to the Art of Education's Framed, the ultimate art teacher showdown where creativity is key and the transformation of materials is the only way to survive. In today's episode, we have 2 art teachers who are going to explore landscapes. Often valued for the sense of calm they can induce, landscapes may also be appreciated for the viewer's connection to a specific place and time. But the best part, landscapes can be made out of anything and everything.
My name's Renae Greene, and I'm an elementary and intermediate art teacher from South Central Pennsylvania. So I see my current students every day for 45 days, and I love that ability with my kids. In terms of what makes me stand out from other art teachers, maybe it's my love of unicorns. I'm super non-confrontational, but I am competitive. Chris, you're going down, my friend.
My name is Chris Hodge, and I'm a high school art teacher in a suburb of Chicago, Illinois.
I don't remember a time when I wasn't into art. I remember my dad bringing home construction paper, building rocket ships and castles out of cardboard with him. I remember spending countless hours with my mom drawing. I've been making art my whole life.
I am a bit nervous, though, because if you've looked at Chris Hodge's Instagram, you know that he's an incredible drawer and an equally amazing printmaker. So if we manage to luck out and not get any drawing or printmaking supplies in our box, I feel like we're gonna do okay.
What makes me stand out as an art teacher? One, I've been told that I'm a little bit on the loud side.
Hi, art teachers. Hi, art teachers. Hello, art teachers. Hi, art teachers. Bye now. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
The competition better watch out. But I better watch out too, because she seems to be really good.
All right, round 1 is our Bellringer activity. Renae and Chris, you have scrap paper, rulers, crayons, and your wildcard item, rainbow pom-poms.
A plentiful plethora of pom-poms.
2 flex resources. For elementary, it's designing an imaginary landscape. And for secondary, it's using a viewfinder landscape. All right, here we go. Round 1, the Bellringer.
Okay, round 1 has me using rulers, crayons, scrap papers, a digital resource handout, and pom-poms. Here's what I'm thinking. We've been focusing recently on sweets, anything dessert-based. I have been recycling pizza rounds. We are going to cut them out like donuts. And here's my goal. I'm thinking like hanging donut garlands with several of these in a row. And then we use our materials to decorate them, pom-poms and crayons and scrap papers for icing. If Chris is quick, I'm done, because I'm already looking at what I have planned for this Bellringer and worried about time.
Comment down below with what you would do with the mystery box items in this episode.
All right. So I think I have an idea. I'm gonna have the students work together in small groups. Students are gonna be creating backgrounds, and then they're gonna use the pom-poms as a subject. While they're thinking about it, we're gonna talk about composition. We're gonna talk about the rule of thirds. I found this handy resource on the Flex website, and it really will help them break down their composition and think about where they're placing their subject in relation to everything else.
Did you know that the world record for largest pom-pom is from a school in Poland in 2015? The diameter is 11 feet 1 inch. That is a huge pom-pom.
All right, and for our imaginary landscape, they will use their ruler to cut a piece of cardboard I have like chipboard that I've saved into a square and then Mod Podge. And then I'm thinking because we have all these like beautiful glittery little pom-poms, they can cut the fuzz. And after they spread the Mod Podge over, it'll give it kind of like a confetti sprinkle appearance. And then we'll put our donut on that. We'll see how much time we have. All right, we have to get supplies. Don't judge me. At one point this year, it was clean.
No one is judging that art closet, Renae. I just think we all feel seen now. Subscribe for more fun and inspiring art teacher videos just like this one.
My goodness, it's been a lot of work, and we've been doing some pivoting. Some students are taking it in some very different directions. I want to encourage that departure, so we'll see what happens.
I would probably, in an ideal situation, not at the bell, have them paint their donuts, but we're gonna use paint sticks instead because they're gonna dry quicker and allow us to be more on that at the bell time frame with like keeping it to like 10 minutes or under. I also try to keep my projects extremely process-based. I want to pack it with as much as I can. It may help a student realize they don't like 2D work, but they love 3D work. I went through all sorts of stages where I wanted to be a ton of other things growing up. My parents at my high school graduation party in front of all of my family handed me an envelope. The letter is in an envelope and it says do not open until graduation. It's clearly written by younger me, and I open up this letter and read it to my family and it says, I am Renae. When I grew up, I want to be an art teacher. And it was written when I was in 2nd grade. And my mom and dad were so responsible to not lose that letter until 12th grade. So they hung on to that for another 10 years. My younger self knew what I wanted to be before my older self even really had a chance to remember it, which is really cool.
Renae's sugary sweet Bellringer involved donuts covered in little pom-poms and cut up pom-poms for the backgrounds. So cool. Chris's students used those pom-poms to fill spaces for magical photographs. That mirror setup is incredible. Absolutely beautiful.
All right, so that ends round 1. And I think I would have tried to keep it a little shorter. It got a little bit longer and more involved than I was intending, but that wasn't such a big deal. The students collaborated and they had fun with it and they were creative, and that's really what it's about. Really interesting, like some of the work, and I'm looking forward to round 2.
All right, round 1 went really well. We did go over a bit, so their donuts ended up super cute, and we used the pom-poms not only to decorate the donut, but we also fuzzed out the background with it, and I think they did a great job with that. I feel like it kept every student busy, and we utilized the supply, I think, in unique ways, but time is a killer for me, as it always is, and that was no different in round 1.
Don't you want to go experiment with pom-poms now? Or maybe you're just ready for a donut. I mean, either way. All right, round 2 is our art project. Renae and Chris, you have tissue paper.
Oh, wow, now.
Hot glue, oil pastels,
Oh, there's too many.
Cardboard, I have a lot of cardboard.
and our wild card item, rainbow ribbon.
A lot of ribbon.
And our flex resources for this round? For elementary, you have landscape composition. And for secondary, creating the illusion of depth.
This will be a fun challenge.
All right, let's look at this and think.
Let's go.
I have a plan. I'm gonna have the students create photograms in the darkroom. Now, if you're not familiar with a photogram, it's where you put objects directly on a light-sensitive paper and you expose it to light. I'm gonna have the students tape their photo onto the cardboard. This is to protect the table and also a place where they can test out the colors before getting into their final image. For the oil pastels, I'm gonna have them put down a pretty heavy coat in different areas to make it more of a tint. So I think we could make some really cool arrangements on the photo paper and create some cool prints in the darkroom.
I always say how lucky we are to be alive right now in the age of hot glue. Oof, a battery-operated one is my favorite.
All right, we have ribbon. and we have a lot of ribbon. I think I can definitely come up with something that speaks to our dessert theme that we're sticking with. Here's what I'm thinking. They'll put a cake slice on the cardboard, and then they'll paint certain areas. And then we'll use tissue paper, I'm thinking balled up as if they were piping frosting. I think we can get that if we bunch up squares of tissue paper. And then I'm thinking they'll use the ribbon for their filling. And then we'll use oil pastels for the background. I see it in my head. I just hope it executes the way that I'm imagining. So let's go.
All right, so I think things are going pretty well. We're having a great time experimenting with the different materials and making prints with different arrangements, but I'm not using all the materials yet. So I need to do some brainstorming and pivot a little bit to bring this to the next level.
I'm gonna mix up some paint now for round 2 for our cake relief sculptures. I'm just never having enough time. I need like 4 more hours in the day, but we can't have that, so we work with what we have. And we can't forget that we're tying in a flex handout, talking about foreground, middle ground, and background. And we'll go through the handout side by side with their project and have them clarify which point would be the background, what would be the middle ground, and what would be the foreground, moving it forward to a knee relief sculpture.
What a great idea to explore the notion of space with students. And the ribbon wasn't just used to make cake filling, she also used it to make a hanging device. Don't you just love the abstract quality of Chris's students' work? The ribbon blocking out some of the image, breathtaking. I am left stunned.
Whew. All right, so that ends round 2. I ended up having to pivot, and I'm pretty happy about the results. I think it really kind of brings some of those images to life, and I can't wait for round 3.
I'm so pumped about where round 2 ended up because I feel like it was a very complete and successful project really across the board with my students. So they created really beautiful little cakes, and I love like the details that some of them added, like the candles, and I love like the whole color coordination. Very cute.
And we've made it to round 3, our final round.
If we get ink pens in those boxes, my competition, well, they better watch out.
There's a stress, right, with the unknowing, but until we open it, we won't know if we have to be stressed or not. So let's see.
I think I'm in big trouble if we have paint involved with this competition.
Chris, good luck, my friend.
Bring your best. It's time to make some art.
And we've made it to round 3, our final round. You have a timer, masking tape, permanent markers, and your wildcard item, rainbow wooden craft sticks. You have, for elementary, the glow and grow midpoint critique. And for secondary, the gallery walk and critique feedback. Let's go.
I think we take our craft sticks and we make our frozen dessert and then use the craft stick, obviously, to hold our frozen dessert. But I'm thinking that they then take the craft sticks and create like a printed background to make it look woven. If I could find like a cap and hot glue it, I'd like them to be able to print make with it and have them stamp a background so it's an actual little mini work of art. Now this is where, of course, like I go over time, and this is why I am no good with timed limits.
Give me a permanent marker any day. The first permanent marker was created in 1952. Thank you for the permanent markers.
I do believe I have a plan for round 3. I'm looking at some kind of closure, possibly a critique. The craft sticks are tough, but could be a way of talking about different categories or parts of art. As far as the tape and permanent markers, possibly a way of leaving some feedback. Come back to me. I'm gonna get this all figured out.
I'd like to do a class-wide gallery walk, and they'll have about 5 minutes to walk around with a permanent marker, and they will be able to write positive or encouraging notes about that artwork around the room. If students want, they can take that piece of tape, they can put it in their sketchbook where they can remember all the good things people said about their artwork.
Viewer, are you thinking, but wait, where can I go to access these great Flex resources? Or what even is Flex? Well, Flex is a K-12 standards-aligned art curriculum with lesson plans, resources, assessments, videos, and more. You can create classes in Flex based on the classes you teach in real life. You can save, organize, and customize the content to make it even easier to implement with your students. See a resource you like and you don't want to forget about it? Use the bookmark feature so it's easy to find when you do need it. Check out the link in the description box for more information.
I've got a good idea for these craft sticks. I'm gonna have them correspond to different rounds of critique. That's where the stopwatch comes in. And then it's progressively gonna get deeper and deeper into talking about their artwork. So I think it's a great plan. I can't wait to try it.
Having students write their reflections on the tape so those words aren't lost but can be added to the back of the work or in a sketchbook, it is so simple and cool. Having students write messages on craft sticks and lay them on their fellow students' work, what a simple and meaningful plan for a closure activity.
All right, we just finished round 3. They did phenomenal. And I just think when you can get the kids talking responsibly and respectfully about other students' artwork, it can be a really empowering thing. And this class did exactly that. In this whole experience, they made 2 little mini artworks and a major project. I wasn't expecting them to be able to make something each one, but it's also probably because I went over on time with the Bellringer and the closure a little bit. Sorry, Chris might have me on that one.
Success! I just love all the conversations the students were having during a critique and then using the craft sticks to help lead that feedback. And I think it was a successful end to our unit.
So time is my nemesis. It always is. It was in this challenge and it is in my daily teaching as well. Every year I feel like I'm telling myself the same thing, that I'm going to be more organized with how much time I spend and have kids spend on a project. And then every year I'm extending it. That said, if Chris stuck to a true bell ringing time frame, then he might have us on this for sure.
I really got a lot out of it. I think it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, though. Let me tell you, it kept me on my toes. It was an amazing experience. I'm exhausted, but wow, I cannot wait to see everything come together.
How could we even pick a winner? No way! Both Renae and Chris created framed masterpieces. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of High Stakes Lesson Planning Fun. Every masterpiece needs a frame, and we can't wait to see who will stand out.